Hey guys, what's up? Back with another video, and today we're going to do a review of WWE Backlash from 2006. I just literally got finished watching it a few seconds ago, so let's get this on the way, shall we? No time like the present, as it is still fresh in my memory. First matchup, we kick off with Chris Masters taking on Carlito in the opener. This was very surprisingly good. When I saw this match was on paper, I was like, oh man, that doesn't sound very good. Two former tag team partners colliding after WrestleMania. I'm not really that big a fan of Carlito or Chris Masters as wrestlers. No disrespect to them, but they don't really, when I see their name on paper, I don't really get too excited about their matches. But this one was pretty good. It was pretty good. It was an okay opener. The crowd was really behind Carlito, which really helped. And Carlito was able to pick up the victory over Chris Masters. Putting his feet on the ropes, out-cheating Chris Masters, because Carlito was just recently turned babyface. This is his first pay-per-view as a babyface, and he defeats his former tag team partner, Chris Masters, which was pretty good opener. Let's move on to the next matchup, which was Umaga, the pay-per-view debut of the Samoan Bulldozer, Umaga, as he takes on the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. This was a pretty good squash match. It was exactly what it needed to be. Ric Flair got a little bit of offense, but for the most part, Umaga dominated and basically steamrolled over Ric Flair and got the win. It was exactly what it needed to be. I was pretty fine with this. Big thumbs up for that one, because Umaga would be getting the push throughout the year of 2006, heading into the big push with Cena in 2007. Big thumbs up for that one. Next matchup, we have Mickie James, the women's champion, Mickie James, taking on Trish Stratus, the former champion who Mickie James beat at WrestleMania. This is the love story, the stalker love story of Mickie James and Trish Stratus, the famous Mickie James Trish Stratus story from 2006. This is a bit of a complicated match because it started out pretty well. Mickie James and Trish worked well together, but unfortunately Trish Stratus suffered a injury early in the match. She got thrown over the top rope, and she tried to stop herself from falling, and her arm kind of bent in a weird way. And it turns out later in the night they did reveal that she did dislocate her shoulder. And they had to go straight to the finish because she couldn't continue. So the finish was kind of lame, when Mickie James got herself disqualified by using her belt. But I understand why they did it, because Trish Stratus couldn't continue because of the dislocated shoulder. Anyway, that was very unfortunate. Anyway, next matchup, we had Shelton Benjamin taking on Rob Van Dam in a winner-takes-all match. This is for Rob Van Dam's Money in the Bank briefcase and Shelton Benjamin's Intercontinental Championship. This was a pretty fun matchup. My only problem with this was I had very high expectations with this match because of who was involved with Shelton Benjamin and Rob Van Dam. I saw this match on paper and I was like, man, that sounds like a fantastic match. It's like this could be a show stealer. But unfortunately, it wasn't. Shelton Benjamin played more the slow-paced heel in this match. He did some athletic maneuvers, like the sunset flip powerbomb to the outside. But for the most part, it was a very slow-paced matchup for Shelton Benjamin and Rob Van Dam. And maybe they may have done a little bit of a slow-paced match because of Trish Stratus' match going a little bit short. But that's just me speculating. I don't have any actual facts for that matter. Maybe that match was supposed to be designed that way. Who knows? But Shelton Benjamin, Rob Van Dam, they put on an alright match, a pretty good match, pretty decent. Got good towards the end, and Shelton Benjamin tried to cheat with the briefcase, and it backfired. The referee got knocked down. Always at the crucial part of the match, the referee gets knocked down, and Shelton Benjamin went to use the case, and Rob Van Dam used basically kicked it back into his face with the Van Daminator, or the Van Terminator, whatever he fucking calls it, and then he was able to pick up the win and the Intercontinental Championship, and to retain his Money in the Bank briefcase. So good night for Rob Van Dam, as he would regain the Intercontinental Championship and also retain his Money in the Bank briefcase going into the ECW One Night Stand season, where he would face John Cena, which is a pay-per-view I'd love to go back and review at some point. Tell me in the comments if you're interested in that one. I'll be kind of curious if people actually want to see me review that one. Anyway, let's move on to the next matchup. We had Kane versus The Big Show, another match featuring two former tag team partners. Man, that WrestleMania 22 was a curse, wasn't it, for tag teams? You know, Chris Masters and Carlito were a tag team at WrestleMania 22, and Kane and The Big Show were a tag team at WrestleMania 22. Here we are 3 weeks later, and they are fighting each other. So this one has got a lot to do with Kane's his movie was coming out, See No Evil, and they basically did a storyline around the whole May 19th. I try not to say the date, because even though I know he isn't really going to come for me, it's kind of like that 2006, that young me doesn't want to say it just in case he does come for me, like that lore of Kane. Ooh, he might be outside the window as far as I'm concerned. That might be fucking creepy. I don't want to tell, actually I better not tell myself that, otherwise I won't be able to sleep tonight. Anyhow, yeah, it was the match itself between Big Show and Kane. It was very ugly, and the finish was a bit ridiculous. But so basically, Kane was on the offense, and he went out to the outside to get some offense on the Big Show, and the red lights appeared the red lights stormed the arena, and the sounds of May 19th started appearing in the whispers of May 19th. It's happening again, Kane. It's happening again. You can't control it. They're basically going over and over saying the same fucking things, and basically Big Show had to, Kane was, trying to bash his own head in, trying to stop the voices from happening, but we could hear it too, and then Big Show would put his former tag team partner out of his misery with a steel chair shot, ending this match in a no contest. A very lame match and a very lame disqualification that led to a story that could have had potential with the Kane and the imposter Kane, but unfortunately that ended up being a very lame storyline too. So a very down point on this pay-per-view at this point, and it continues to get worse as we get the next matchup. We have that match right there at the bottom. We have the McMahons of Shane McMahon and the very controversial, especially the last couple of weeks because of his new documentary, Vince McMahon, damn it! Yeah. We have Vince McMahon and Shane taking on Shawn Michaels, and of course, Shawn Michaels' tag team partner, let me just put it in quotation marks, God. So, it was Vince McMahon and Shane McMahon versus God and Shawn Michaels. So yeah, Vince did some segments early in the night with some fish and some bread, and he threw it off screen, and then a bunch of bread and fish got thrown in, and then Shane's water got changed into wine. I thought that was pretty funny. Some of the bits that were funny, the backstage segments that Vince did was kind of funny. Him tipping Shane's water on the floor and stepping in, he was like, "See, I'm walking on water." Like I thought that was kind of funny, but I don't know, man. I wasn't offended by that, but I can imagine people getting offended by the religious stuff. You don't want to mess with religion, and kind of keep religion out of this stuff. Like, people just want to have a good time and watch the wrestling, and not have to deal with like the religion and stuff, and bullshit nonsense like that. Not saying religious is nonsense. It's just saying like they want to have a good time watching the wrestling, not have to deal with like real life stuff, and because there are some weird stuff out there, like religious stuff out there. So I'm not religious, but I can imagine people I can't understand why people were offended by this segment and these thingy. I thought the skits that Vince did backstage, as I said, with the fish and the bread, and also trying to heal Candice Michelle's chest area, was because she had a chest cold, was kind of hilarious, but also a bit weird, in knowing, especially with Vince now, with the allegations around him, like, "Heal this woman's breast," it was kind of a bit weird, but also it was kind of funny. I can't lie, it was kind of a bit hilarious to watch, but going back, it's like, oof, how the hell did they get away with this shit? The match itself between Shawn Michaels and Vince, basically a handicap match. It was a no holds barred handicap match. I'm glad, in a weird way, I'm kind of glad that Vince McMahon actually explained why God disappeared, because they put a spotlight on when God made his entrance. I can't believe I'm actually talking about this. When God made his entrance, he had a spotlight on it, and basically Vince wanted to get jiggy with it. That was another funny moment where Vince wanted to get jiggy with God. "Yeah, let's get jiggy, damn it!" Oh, God. And then he told the ref to check him. That was a funny moment. Check the spotlight, he said. He's got weapons on him. Ugh, Jesus. How Vince McMahon did not get struck down by lightning that night, I would never know. But, yeah, the match itself, it was good when Shawn Michaels was on offense, but when Shane and Vince were just dominating Shawn for a long time, getting heel heat, it did kind of drag on a little bit, and I was just like, woof, what the hell is this bullshit, you know what I mean? Anyway, Shawn Michaels was going to get the advantage, he was about to get the win, he was about to repeat what he did at WrestleMania with the ladders in the table, and putting Shane and Vince on the table and climbing a really tall ladder to put them through it, but unfortunately, Mr. Shawn Michaels was interrupted by the 5 cheerleaders of the Spirit Squad, as they would interfere on Vince's behalf, making it a 7-on-1, and the numbers game got the better of Shawn, and Vince and Shane was able to pick up the win. I was going to say this was good heel heat, but it's definitely some heel heat, but I don't know if it was good or bad. It was a very weird match, kind of ridiculous at points. I did enjoy Shawn Michaels, him trying to fight from beyond, him trying to fight the numbers game, but unfortunately the numbers game got the better of him. This would eventually lead to the return of DX down the line in a couple of months after this with Triple H and Shawn Michaels, which kind of made me smile a little bit because I like that DX. I know a lot of people kind of look back and shit on that version of DX, but I like that version of DX. It causing Vince McMahon all this, all that agony and pain and, humiliation because, I got to see Vince McMahon's butt cheeks on national television. So so he deserves to get some humiliation. I had to suffer that as a fucking, when I was growing up watching wrestling, I used to have to see Vince McMahon's butt cheeks. Ugh. Anyhow, moving on. So yeah, Vince McMahon won. It moved on. It was what it was. Anyhow, next matchup, we have the main event. We have John Cena versus Triple H versus Edge. Before the main event, we had a Match Strikers segment with Eugene. Silly comedy involving picking boogers and sticking it in Matt Striker's mouth. And then he gave him a stunner. Not really that much. Anyway, main event time. John Cena, Triple H, Edge. Definitely the best match of the night. Love this match. Triple H got really bloody. Cena was coming. This was at the peak or the height of John Cena's disdain. People started to dislike John Cena because of the wrestling ability and, maybe not being that good and not being that well conditioned and having better wrestlers out there like Edge. And Triple H was just about to turn babyface with the whole DX run, so he was kind of popular at the time. This is kind of Triple H's last pay-per-view as a heel, because he's been a heel since like 2002 at this point. And then this was kind of his last pay-per-view. So this is kind of an end of an era for Triple H until 2013. So yeah, anyway, the match was fantastic. Great main event. Lita tried to get involved and that backfired. And of course, John Cena would pin Triple H after Triple H attempted to go for the pedigree. And John Cena would roll him up. But Cena's celebration wouldn't be last long as Triple H would hit him. Triple H would stand tall using the sledgehammer on both Edge and Triple H and the referee. He would use the sledgehammer on Cena, Edge, and the referee. He didn't hit himself in the head with a sledgehammer. Even though there were times during this pay-per-view, especially that Kane and Big Show match and Vince McMahon match, I'd like to hit myself in the head with a sledgehammer. But that's another point for another time. I think I mentioned sledgehammer in 2 videos now. That's crazy. Maybe it's coming up to that time of the year again. Anyhow, so yeah, great main event. Definitely my match of the night. Backlash 06, a very weird card, very weird pay-per-view. Until the main event, I was going to give it a 6 out of 10, but the main event did top it up a little bit, did push it up a little bit to the 7 out of 10. So I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. Anyway, that's going to be it now, guys. Tell me what you think in the comments. Leave me a like and reserve it, and I'll see you guys on the next one, whenever that may be. Until then, guys, I'm out.